I'm sitting on the floor at my room. First, I'm gonna just go ahead while I'm at it, send out this shit basket with my mixed emotions. Go ahead, send out the shit basket with my mixed emotions and my sadness and all that. So I decided to make a Twitter account. I'm not really a social person. I'm trying to get out of that. Trying to break that mold of not, you know, being social, being friendly, where I interact with people. So I made me a Twitter account, and as I'm looking at it, because I'm on live too. So I get a lot of people in my rooms, and they got like 32. They're following like 330 people, but they got like 9,000 and some follows. Like they got 9K followers, and they're only following no more than 500 people. And I start feeling some type of way, and I'm like, I get it. You don't want people to feel some type of way, but then you are making people feel some type of way, because then you turn around and be like, oh, I love you. You're I love all my fans. I love all my supporters. But then I don't feel that, because someone's gonna have a stand moment. That's all I know. Someone's gonna have a stand moment. Like that, someone's at home looking at that wall right now, talking about, I wrote you. I called you. You know, asked for a follow back. Woo woo woo. Some people are gonna feel some type of way. I'm not, me myself personally, it doesn't affect me, but at the same time, I'm like, oh man, that's how you feel? Like I get it, I'm just a fan, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, you can't even follow me back on social media, because half the people that you will follow back probably won't even post like that. But on to my story. So this is a warning for all you people. If certain things, if suicide, not being able to be there for someone in their time of need, if these are triggers for you, then you probably want to click that little X and not watch this video. So I got two girls. They became friends when they was about 10. Girl A is middle class. Her mom works all the fucking time. She started doing drugs when she was 10. It was both of them are curiosity killed the cat. It just happened to be around, so they tried it. Type crap. She started snorting. Now girl B, she also started snorting, but she's rich, and she literally has a drug dealer. Like, she's met this older gentleman who sells drugs, who is willing to sell to her. So we're gonna skip to when they turn 12, and girl A mama fires the babysitter, so she has no way to get drugs. Girl B asks what's wrong. She's like, oh, I'm not feeling good. She's like, oh, I got you. So girl B calls her dealer. Girl A is like, you got a dealer? Girl B is like, yeah. And she's like, how? You know somebody that's gonna sell to you? You're 12. What the fuck? So he pulls up, and she's looking at him like he crazy. But then he sells them that. Now imagine you, they never did this. They never did it this way. So he's like, oh, he tells him what to do. He's like, you metal it on the needle, and then you shoot up. He never said you gotta look for a vein. He never was specific. So when they get in the room, oh, if drugs are a problem, then maybe you shouldn't watch this either. So then they go to the bathroom, and she's telling girl A is telling girl B to hurry up. So girl B, she melts it on the spoon. She does the whole needle. She puts it in the needle. She was like, so then she's like, she tells girl A to give her arm. Girl A gives her arm. She pops it in her arm. Girl A starts screaming for her to take it out. So instead of taking it out, she draws the needle out. So she ends up drawing blood into the needle. Girl A is screaming at the top of her lungs. Nobody's coming because they're at school and they're in the bathroom. Everybody should be in class right now. So girl B is having like a fucking panic attack. But instead of taking the fucking needle out of her arm and not giving her the drug, she just injects all of it in her arms. Girl A feels like her arm is on fire. Next thing you know, girl A passes clean the fuck out. Girl B sits on the floor and waits for her to come to. Like, she literally pulls her into a stall so they won't, just in case somebody comes to the bathroom, she won't be found. So, okay. That was that. That pretty much is what sealed the bond to be best friends. Girl B and her family, they end up moving, but they keep in touch doing video chat and talking on the phone. Skip to 17. They're in high school. They're about to graduate. Girl B falls in. She meets this older gentleman. Something about older gentleman to her. She just gotta do. She meets this older gentleman. She falls in love. They have sex. Ooh, they have a lot of sex. And then she finds out that the dude she's messing with, father owns her father's company. So his father pays her father. So that's how they're able to keep money coming in. So then she tells Dude that she's pregnant. He says he don't want nothing. He don't get no fuck. He don't want no kids. He not ready for that stuff in life. He tells her she's got to get an abortion. She says he doesn't got to be the father. She can do this by herself. Woo. And she wants to have a baby. So he blackmails her into getting an abortion. He's like, well, you go get this abortion, or I'm going to tell my father to fire your father. Then your father won't have no more money coming in, and y'all won't slowly but surely become poor. So since she doesn't want this to happen, she sucks it up, goes and gets the abortion. But now she's having nightmares. It's just not going good, though. The fact that she's feeling bad because she's had this abortion and now she's feeling like she took her life. So basically she's feeling like she created this life and then she killed that life. And it's slowly a downward spiral from there. Now her other friend is over across town. She's living her life. Yeah, her mom wants her to stop doing drugs or whatever. But she's like, oh. Then girl B, she calls girl A and she's crying, and her friend can tell, girl A can tell the girl B is high. And she's like, oh, you need to calm down. You're high. So girl B makes the statement, I haven't had a good high. No, I haven't had a positive high since I made those decisions that I believe fucked up my life. Fucked up my mind. I don't know what to do. She's like, I don't feel like I should have the right to live because no one made me a judge and a jury. So, but yet I felt like I was a judge and a jury and I took a life. Girl A is like, things happen, you can't take all this, you can't put all the weight on you. You have to understand that he had parts to play with it. He blame him. If you want to blame somebody, blame him. And then just find a way to get over it. So girl B, she's not having good highs. Like, sometimes when you get high, you have you have happy highs. And then sometimes when you get high, you have sad highs. I know people that did drugs, so I know this. And when I knew this lady, when she had a good high, she would go in the kitchen and she would cook. When she had a bad high, she would sit there and she would pick at her face. Okay. So girl A is trying to get girl B to be happy, and girl B's like, I don't feel like I deserve to be happy, so I'm not going to be happy. Then girl B sends girl A a video message, but girl A never talks about video messages. Girl A goes through a stage. Well, no, that's not how I'm doing it. Okay, so they're 17 now. That was 17 then. 6 years later, they're 23. The mom's is like, she's fed up. She really wants her daughter to quit. So they're having this. They invite her daughter to this panel. It's called Why Not? they're having this panel. It's called Why Not. It's basically like all these, like, they get like 6 drug users to stand up on stage, and the people, like, it's people they know, and friends and family, and then the friends get to ask questions like, how old are you? What's your name? What caused you to start doing drugs? Why won't you quit? Is it as easy as I think it is? Is it as hard as you think it is? Like help me understand. So then girl A, family is girl A's time. She gets up there, she states her name, she states her age. Y'all can make that up. So her mom sitting in the audience, and then they get to ask the questions, and then her mom finally hears that, you know, she started doing drugs because she was curious. She liked the way it made her feel at the time. So then she goes, because she hasn't talked about it. She hasn't talked about the video she receives. And then they're like, was there a moment where you thought to yourself that if I don't get clean, I will die? And then she goes and she's like, I did. I thought there was a moment when I would get clean, because I received a video from a good friend, from my best friend. She, you know, she's like, she tells her best friend, the last conversation they had, she tells her best friend, you're not there, because if you were there, then you wouldn't be talking to me, because you would be there, and you would do it, because that's how you feel. She's like, oh, so the video starts off and she's crying, and well, that's normal. She's crying, and the best friend's like, oh my goodness. She's like, but it's a recording, so she's like, so she can't respond to the video. She's like, I woke up this morning and that was it. I thought about. She was like, she said, I woke up this morning. I had thought about what you said to me, and I woke up this morning and I thought, this is it. But then I thought about you, and I thought about your mother, and I thought about how she couldn't handle it if you were to do something, because you felt some type of way about me doing something. So I'm making this video for you. And then she pulls out a knife and she slits her wrist, and she cuts a long line up her arm. So now and then she says, but I'm going to make sure I send this to you, because I need you to know I love you and I care for you. I just myself personally couldn't do it. And then she ends it, and of course, you know, she sends it. So she doesn't know. Well, she didn't know at the time that her friend was dead. She calls the mother. The mother's cussing her out because the mother blames all her drug addict friends. Her mom's like, you're the reason my daughter was feeling this way and doing drugs and feeling suicidal, and now she took her life, and I don't want to hear from you, and I don't want to see you. I want nothing to do with you. This is the mother telling girl A. Girl A is crying, and she's devastated. She runs downstairs. She tells her mom, she's like, I run downstairs, I tell my mom, this is it. My best friend just killed herself. I'm not going to do drugs some more. She's like, she was clean for 2 weeks. She didn't eat. She didn't do anything. She mostly walked around in a coma-like state. And she's like, one night, she was like in the middle, and she was like, she had been sober for 3 days. In the middle, on that 4th night, she was asleep. She woke up. She looked at her best friend, and her best friend was in the room. She actually had a psychotic break. Her best friend was laying in the bed. She said she started crying. She's like, I need you here with me. And her best friend's like, I'm here. She's like, there was after like 3 days, in order for her mother to have a conversation, her mother couldn't stand in front of her because she was out of it, like she wasn't there. So her mother had to stand behind her and act like she was someone else to have a conversation with her. So then she breaks down crying, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I thought I could do without drugs." She's like, at the beginning of the 3rd week, she's like feeling even worse than what she was feeling, and then she's like, that's when she met him. Him comes up and he's like, "Oh, you look sad. I heard you do woo woo." She's like, "Yeah, I do woo woo, but I'm trying to get clean." He's like, "Well, I got some fat shit for you if you want to try it." And she's like, "No, not really." So He like, nah, this not that shooting up shit. He like, this that shit you can snort. It ain't even gonna hurt. Now, mind you, she started off snorting. So she's like, okay, cool. I don't know because I don't have no money. He's like, well, you know, the first one is on me. So then when she goes home, she tells her mom, I know you don't approve of me doing drugs, but I can't function mentally. Like, I can't function mentally. Like, I want her here so bad that I'm thinking she's here when she's not here, and it hurts me even more than if she was here and she wasn't here. So that's how she started back doing drugs. That's my whole video. Really, I really wanna expand. I really wanna go into depth in that one. I think a little bit later, like an hour from now, I'm gonna make another video pertaining this same story, because I really do want y'all to at least know what happens to girl A, because I have a feeling that girl A is going to meet some people that's going to lead her into prostitution. Because, let me say this real fast. I always wonder, and this really might get me in trouble, but I always wonder, I'm not blaming nobody, but I'm always wondering, like, what do you have to do to put yourself in that type of situation? Is it you putting yourself in a type of situation, or is it people reading the vibe off of you and they're like thinking they could try it, so they're going to try it and hoping that the outcome to whatever it is that they're trying to do to the other person is not positive, because it's going to be negative, but they're hoping that is a follow through. Like say I walk up to you and say, I have a way for you to make $10,000, and instead of you saying, oh my fucking god, you funny, what is it, instead of asking questions, you're like, okay, cool, what I gotta do? And I'm like, go to this room, knock on the door 2 times, twist the knob 3 times to the right, 2 to the left, and open it, and you're gonna receive your money. And then you go to the room, you knock on the door, you do all this shit, you twist the door, and there's some man behind there waiting to chloroform you to sell you off to sex trafficking. This bitch right here, too many questions. By the time I got to the 3rd question, you had enough. You don't want shit to do with this. You know what? You find somebody else. Good, cool. Remember, I need you to do that. Like, watch the whole thing, comment. We're working on this relationship. We gotta make sure we are fit. We are fit for each other. You like me? I gotta make sure. I like you, but you gotta make sure you like me. So peace.